When one of my buddies got shot, it was a most tactically casually launched operation. We went in the morning after first light. And this is how when I tell you, the day
Let's start with the bloodshed and the stories in 7th Para.
in field happened to be in North Kashmir. And we were in a very, very hostile kind of a location where there were a lot of, it was called as the gateway, or you can call it gateways of, or the highway of infiltration routes. So there were issues like, and the greatest part about that tenure was that it used to happen every bloody night. Every night we used to be awake. Whereas sometimes in counter-terrorist operations, you can have nights off when you are in COBs, because there was no COBs. You were
What is
either
COB?
ahead on the
What is COB?
company operating base.
Okay.
A company operating base will have a place when you come back, rest, recoup, and go. But in that environment, we were bang on the line of control. Either we were ahead of fence, close to the line of control, back, doing some interland ops, coming back again. So there was no rest. Virtually, we were there around for 1.5 before we moved to Bandipur. 1.5 years. There was no rest over there. So that was that toil, that mental alertness of that level. I think so. In terms of alertness, bloodshed, contacts, missing, happening, they were numerous. So that was a very, very difficult tenure in terms of retaining your mental alertness for prolonged period. Only rest I could remember is when I went back home on leave. Or I was not there. Otherwise, every single night, me, the team, my officers, who all are now, I think so, one of my company 2ICs is the commanding officer of 7th Para. Relentless, every single day. Every single day we were out. Every night. Daytime you can rest a little bit, and nights were like that. So that was toughest. That was quite tough in terms of knowing your capabilities. Till the time you don't push yourself to the brink, you don't know how much your body can take. There's a misnomer, it will break, mindset.
What makes you not give up then? For 1.5 years, you're there, back to back, back to back, back to back. What is that?
For me, when I was in that, when I reached 7th Para, it was 5.5 years already, 5.5, 6 years already passed. Last 1.5 years I was in 7th Para. So for me, there was no break. It was coming, and the last part, as it always said, the last is always the most difficult part. It really took a toll on me.
What happened, sir?
I would say that because 7.5 years of continuous counter-terrorist operations and no staff appointments. Just team commander, troop commander, team commander, just in thick of actions, no headquarters, just moving left, right, center. It takes a toll on you. I can vouch for it. 7 with no break, I'm telling you. No, only the mandate leave which I went inside in between. Couple of courses of truncated ones which happened. There was no break, and that last 1.5 years, it took a toll on my body. It took a toll on my mental psyche. And during the last year plus, I was married also. So that time, being in line of control, there was no cell phones, nothing. So my wife used to write a letter. It used to read 30 days back after. I used to write. There was no other means of communication. And she had a first missed abortion. I couldn't go and meet her. And that's just a part of it. My CEO didn't inform me only. And he was right. I'm sitting at a place. He's down below somewhere. She has met with that thing. He informed me after 4 days when the snow melted and little bit. I also understood he couldn't have done anything about it. I won't have able to come down. I went for a day or two, came back. It was truly, it takes a toll, man. You cannot. I have not seen people 7.5. I have not seen guys like that. Maybe 9 Para might have some officers who have served over there, but 7.5 saal. And I remember from day to day. I can give you the first day or the month and the last month when I reverted back. Generally, I will give you the leave period also. So it cannot be. I'm not lying. It took a lot of toll. A lot of physical and mental endurance it required. It really took a toll on me.
What exactly keeps you going then?
I would say that in that case, it was just to get that. I think I used to get kick out of it. That was the kick, I think so. Started enjoying it. Operations were my life. I've always dreamt of operations in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't take me a minute of leaving army the day the weapon was taken away from me. I knew I couldn't do stop duties.
So, sir, what was the most bloodiest encounter in this 1.5 years?
In which I was, there were two, in which one of my buddies got shot.
Mm-hmm.
That was in South Kashmir only.
Mm-hmm. What happened in this encounter, sir?
In this encounter, it was, we were we were 10 odd guys, and we had a generic input of a house of the village.
Mm-hmm.
Two houses we were pinpointed.
Mm-hmm.
The source told us. It was very generic, don't specific it.
Mm-hmm.
And he told ki isme militants, you find them.
Mm-hmm.
It was a most tactically, casually launched operation. We went in the morning
Mm-hmm.
after first light.
Mm-hmm.
And this is how when I tell you, this day the things have to happen, then all mechanics, all teachings and all learnings go out. We went to the, in the middle of the, it was, I think so 7 o'clock, completely daylighted, 8-10 guys of SF, 5 guys each moving, JCO with me, moving. We went to the first house, we knocked just laid a small, because 7-8 guys, and the houses make was such that 4-5 houses are very clustered up. It's like cramped up sort of a places that you see the built up areas. So invariably you are looking at one house and you are covering 3 houses. So with that kind of manpower, you hardly can cover anything. Whatever resources, manpower you can muster, you just bloody put behind. The first we did. The other house was on the other side of the village. We went through the bloody whole village inside, and dogs barking, no surprise. And we asked those guys. At that village, it was the one of the second last houses of the village. Then there was another outhouse, and then there were the fields were there. And then fields were there. They were tilled, and then it was an open space for around 200-300 meters. And last house ideally suited for militants to sit. जहाँ से उनका escape हो जाए. But we went inside. They said, yeah, there are 2 guys. The owner came out and said, कि हमें छोड़ देना. And we were just, whatever we could muster, we just laid the ambush. And by the time I was placing the last guy, they opened the window and they started firing relentlessly on our position. Where I had put myself and my, not the buddy, our scout was there. I put him there. There was a big, huge tree. He could have taken cover from there. आड़ ले सकता था, बहुत बड़ा मोटा पेड़ था. And you could have stopped the army from coming towards his direction. I went, placed him, I was just final checks. After I knew कि अंदर बंदे हैं, they had to come out. And we told them कि इनको बोलना surrender कर दे. हमने घर वालों को बाहर निकाला इतनी देर में. The moment I was moving to the second guy to place him, there was a जो tin sheet की boundary wall होती है वो थी. So they guys just opened the window and they started firing and they moved out. So the first burst came at me and it hit the tin sheet. So there was all bullets because it was not a very ठोस हार्ड कहते हैं. It was not a thick.
आर निकल गई.
निकल गई यहाँ से. So I fired back. When I was telling himself and my buddy fired back. And then there was a place of wall just this much, which was with stones, so I could take that. So when they fired, one of them, 3 opened the window, other one engaged, and they were doing proper fire and move tactics. They came, and that was what, I think so, 20-30 meters. It's all crammed up in one place. Just the veranda of the house and the courtyard of the house in between. Fired around 1 odd magazine. And then they jumped and ran towards us and fired towards us. I retaliated back. My buddy retaliated back. And then those guys, when we fired back, they turned the direction and moved to the guys where I had placed this guy behind the tree. It was a big... I don't know what happened to that guy. In the meantime, because they were running at a speed of 100 kilometers per hour, I've tried to fight them, we couldn't hit them. They just came over there. I tried to move and cover them from behind, but I knew that our guy was sitting. That guy didn't fire at all.
जो आरआर के स्काउट को रख के आए थे.
नहीं वो हमारा ही बंदा था. आरआर थी नहीं इस ऑपरेशन. हम ही 8 लोग थे.
अच्छा, okay.
He was the only 8 SF guys. And that guy, either he choked or I don't know what happened. Those militants, there was a tree, there was a this big wall which could cover your chest. So there was a beautiful, what do you call, ठोस आड़ थी जिससे तुम कोई बच नहीं सकता था. And this guy, I don't know what did he do. And He was wearing BP Patka also, everything. BPJ, we were wearing. Those guys came and just fired on him. After we retaliated, they fired. They turned direction, came on top of him, fired him. You can imagine he got shot through his BP Patka
Oh my
on
God.
the back of the head. There was bullet here, on his chest. Because there was nobody else around. I saw them moving. I saw them moving towards those. Again, engaged them. They came up on that tree. Again, shot him a burst. His body was splattered. The guy on the other side of the who was covering because the 3-4 houses were to be covered like this. So the guy who was covering over there, when he saw कि इधर गोलियां चल रही हैं, so he turned back. This guy turned back and shot him also. So he got hit in the shoulder. He was immobile. He couldn't move his shoulder. But he didn't. It was not a fatal hit. It was a non-fatal hit. And he got hit in the shoulder. And these guys, by the time I reached him and touched him, I could make out that they were all blood. He was not even moving only. And then I could see that BP Patka burst open. He got a headshot. We couldn't have followed them. Oh, they just vanished and in fact one of the weapons was dropped and because there was no outer cordon, no inner. There was one single 8 people manning 4 houses in that built-up area.